Hey, what's going on, guys? Kickman KLOB. Got a little something special for you that I did. I did a all NES Nintendo Entertainment System image for the Arpicade, which you can pick up from joehighscoresaves.com. I'm going to do a quick run through of the list. I'm going to do it really quickly, and then I'm going to play through a couple of games and kind of goof off real quick. But there's like 280 games on here. I went through and did what I thought was all thriller, no filler. And it was a lot of work because all of the ROMs, for whatever reason, in the Arpicade Nestopia folder has to be named so that there are no spaces in it. And so all of the ROMs have to be renamed, as well as the snap image, as well as the wheel art. So I'm just going to run through real quickly and show you from the beginning all of the games that are in there. I'm just going to go through one by one so you can see what's there. Now there are some Famicom games in here. You might notice games that you've never seen before on the NES. I just wanted to be a little bit different. Again, I wanted all thriller, no filler, if it was possible. I believe that's one. Buzz and Wall Dog, I'm not sure, but all of the Castlevanias, or the three of them that I had anyway. Choplifter, I believe that was a Famicom one. I used the MAME image and art. As well as Circus Charlie. I believe that is also Famicom. Crackout, I think, was, as well as Crazy Climber. I can't remember if Defender 2 was or not. That's a great game to play, by the way. Dig Dug, I think, was one of them. I decided to use the MAME wheel images and snap images because they were so much more colorful and fun, but they are NES, not MAME, obviously. This is a horizontal image. So it will require a joystick and two buttons, obviously, because it's from the Nintendo Entertainment System. DuckTales 1 and 2, those are fantastic games. Elevator Action, Excite Bike. Galaga, I believe that was a US release. Ghostbusters 1 and 2, Ghosts and Goblins. Love that game. Gunsmoke, love that. Gyrus, love that. The Ikari Warrior series, Jackal, Jaws. I love this game. Joust, Karate Champ and Karate Kid. Kid Icarus. That game is fantastic. Klax, love that version too. Also, it's really colorful and fun. Really, really just is in your face 80s with the colors. Legend of Zelda, of course. Lode Runner, that is a fantastic game if you've never played it before. Mappy Land, you gotta look into this. Just like Mappy, this is a great game. You're gonna like that. All of the Mega Mans are here. Metal Gear, Metroid. Love Metroid. Mighty Bomb Jack. This game is fantastic. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, of course. Miss Pac-Man. Ninja Gaiden. I really, really like this game. Pac-Mania and Pac-Man. Paperboy. I used the MAME image because I thought it was funner. Pinbot. Believe it or not, this is a lot of fun, and it's colorful and wild. Check it out. Puyan and Popeye. Prisoners of War. Puznik. Pyramid. That's a cool game. Cubert. Kicks. Rad Racer 1 and 2. Raid on Bungling Bay. I don't know if you saw the video that John did on John's Arcade where he built a Nintendo Versus of that and gave it to the original creator who lost his in a house fire. This game, Rainbow Islands, is absolutely fantastic. Rampage and Rampart. RBI Baseball, one of the greatest NES games they ever made. RC Pro-Am 1 and 2. Of course, I love RC Pro-Am. Road Blasters and Roadrunner. Robocop, so great. Roller Games. Rolling Thunder, Port of the Arcade, Russian Attack, Rygar. Scat, never played that. It looks fun, though. The Simpsons, Skate or Die. Absolute great, great, great game. Space Invaders. Space Invaders, that was a Famicom, I think. I used some art and got it to fit in. It runs, it's cool. Splatterhouse. This was not a US release. That was a Japan Famicom for sure. I used the MAME artwork, but I did have the Famicom image, and I'll boot that up. It's kind of fun. Empire Strike Back and Star Wars. Empire Strikes Back and regular Star Wars. Strider. Super Dodgeball. All of the Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3. Just super fun games. Super Spike V-Ball. I love this game. I used to play this game with my buddy Mike all the time. This game is fucking awesome, dude. This is just monster trucks and chicks in bikinis. TNC Surf. That's a no-brainer. As well as Tecmo Bowl. Classic games. Terra Cresta Tetris. Gotta love the NES version. Thunder and Lightning. This is like Arkanoid, but it's cool. Check it out. It's really, really fun. I believe, I can't remember if that was a US or a Japan. Got the Ninja Turtles in there. Toki, Tubin, Top Gun, Total Recall. I just saw something on about the little midgie chick with the 3 tits in that movie just recently on Facebook. Twin Cobra, Twin Eagle, Uncharted Waters. This game is supposed to be absolutely fantastic. I have not got to try it though, but Vindicators is awesome. This is a fun game. You should give it a shot. Wario's Woods. It's an interesting kind of... it's like... Puzzle Bobble and Tetris, and just check it out. It's cool. Wizards and I love this game. Wizards and Warriors. This game is so great. Wrecking Crew. Everybody knows Wrecking Crew. Yonoid. Makes you kind of want a Domino's pizza. Of course, the Zelda 2 and Zombie Nation. Everybody says that's great. So that's a full run through of everything that's on the image. Adventures of Dino Ricky. I hear that I've played it. It's a tough game, but people love that game. You know, there's a pretty big strong following for that. Some things that I played that kind of stood out to me that I kind of liked. Let me see if I can find something that I had not played yet before I put this together, which I kind of liked a lot. Bionic Commando, that's such a great game. Blaster Master, this game is really interesting. I don't remember this game at all, but it's kind of like a, I don't know why, but it kind of reminds me of a weird Moon Patrol. And I don't really know how to play it, but different, you know. Oops. What's going on there, but something to check out though, right? It's kind of neat. Just something different, something that I've never played before until now. Boulder Dash, that game's great. Of course, everybody knows Bubble Bobble 1 and 2. Burger Time, I really love that it has the deco style artwork. California Games, I totally remember renting that from Hollywood Video when I was a kid. Castle Quest, this game is really, really cool. I like it. I like it a lot. I had a Versus Castlevania that I loved a lot too. Choplifter and Circus Charlie, you know, cool games, especially Circus Charlie when you get to play that on the NES, right? It's a great port though, it really is, from the original. It's just as fun, to be honest. It's not quite as responsive as the arcade version, but it's still lots of fun. And I was thinking that you know, if somebody had like a Versus cabinet, that they could take this, ooh, got really close there. They could take this image and they could use a JAMA adapter and plug it right in, and you could pretty much have all of the Versus games. I'm not sure if the light gun games run with the Arpicade, but oh, right at the end I blew it. That's funny. And the player one start button is also the pause button. So, City Connection, absolutely fun game. That's been showing up a lot in the arcade world lately. Commando, great game. Contra, everybody loves Contra, right? It's so fun. Crackout, I'll go ahead and cue this one up. I think this was a Famicom family computer game. Apparently you can get a code and keep your score, but it just kind of reminds me of kind of an Arkanoid, you know, Normally, you can't really play these games with a joystick, but since they were, you know, ported for the NES, they do really, really well. So, great game, you know, right? I mean, it ramps up. I mean, in the beginning, just like every NES game, unless it's, you know, hardcore, it ramps up. But Crazy Climb Routes, cool. That's on there. Darkman and Darkwing Duck. Defender 2. I like Defender 2 a lot. I'm gonna try to keep this video under 30 minutes. We're at 15 minutes now. What's cool about this game is like it's the Punch Out music. I don't know if you've kind of noticed, but I'm pretty sure this is the only version of Defender that I can actually do well at. But oh man, it got me. Right? Doesn't it remind you of the Punch-Out sounds? But yeah, it's totally cool. That's Defender 2. Dig Dug and Dig Dug 2. You guys have probably seen those. Digger, I've never played that. These are so fantastic. These are just such great ports over to the NES. I don't know why I really love playing them so much, because they're very well done. Except you can't reach the bananas from here. I've tried. But the bananas are really easy to reach from here. And you can climb much faster too. Now I own dedicated all 3 of these games. Both or all Donkey Kong Jr., Donkey Kong, and Donkey Kong 3. And these are fun to play. They are just really fun to play. I like it a lot. Well, moving on. Double Dragons, those are so great. They really are. Dragon's Lair, Dragon Spirit, Dr. Mario, a fun 2-player game. If you have not played DuckTales, this game is probably one of my favorite NES games. sucker, he got me. Yeah, these games are fantastic. You got to check out DuckTales 1 and 2. Absolutely great games. Excite Bike and Elevator Action. Elevator Action ports over really, really well. Super fun game to play. What's something different that I've bumped into on here that I was like, wow, you know, this is really, really interesting. Gradius, such a great game. So is Gunsmoke and Gyrus. I love the music on the Gyrus. Let's see. Joust, that's super cool. Balloon Fight's on here too. Gotta love Balloon Fight. Kid Icarus, this game is so good. So good. So good. Clax, yeah, that's colorful and that one's really, really great. I love the 80s sort of fluorescent colors. It's really different than the, you know, who doesn't love this, right? This sound, you know, I'm just gonna cue up the sound, but, you know, didn't that, like, change your life, when you were a kid, you know, back in, what, 1985, 86? Yeah, it was just fantastic. Fantastic game. Makes you want to get the poster out and put it on the wall and grab, you know, somebody you really care about. Mappy Land, that game's great. You know, both of these games are Mappy and Mappy Land. Mega Mans, everybody should know Mega Mans. You need that in your life. Metroid. Just the sounds, you know. These are some of the iconic classic NES games, you know. And this game kind of spooked me out a little bit when I was a kid, you know, especially when it was like late night on a Friday night, you know, and you had a big bowl of popcorn and your buddy over and you were gonna play some Metroid and run through it. It's I could just go for an hour right now, but I'm not going to. Mighty Bomb Jack. This game is so fantastic. Looks like I only got a few more minutes here, but I got to show you this version of Mighty Bomb Jack. It's so great. I mean, so great. I could play this game for like an hour right now too, also. Because it was like... So that's, you know, kind of how it goes on this one. It's not like the arcade version that you're used to. It's it's just a little different. Super, super fun game. Just, you know, yeah. What can you say? Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, of course. That's amazing. Ninja Gaiden. I loved this game when I was a kid. I remember playing this game with my buddy Chris Duncan. I think I stayed the night at his house, you know, in like the 4th grade, and we stayed up all night playing this game, and it was so great, you know. Like, I don't know if I can make it through the first act real quick, but the reason I want to make it through the first act maybe real quick is because the intermission on it is, oh god, I'm not gonna do it like that. Maybe. that those boxers get in too close to you and they'll box your ears off. And this guy, you know, not even sure what he's swinging at, because you can't even really get hit by that guy. This is, you know, inside the bar. But this is what I wanted to show you. This right here has such great memories to me. You know, so great. That game never gets old. In fact, probably after this video, I will play through for a little bit before bed. Paperboy, so great. Penbot. I'm just going to do the boot sequence on this, but this game is really, really cool, you know? I like it. Isn't that rad? I want a poster of that or something. Or like a t-shirt maybe. Like big like that, you know? Let's see. Anything else that might have stood out as interesting to me that I had not seen or played before? Rainbow Islands. This game is so great. Give that game a shot. It's awesome. Damn, who doesn't love RC Pro-Am? You know what I mean? Like, this game, this had to have been one of the greatest console games for me. I love this game. You know, I played this game for hours. This was a game that I probably would have rented more than one time. This was the game that you paid the extra $1 for because you didn't want to return it. They would charge you an extra buck, you know, for every day that you didn't return it or something. And you had to get the ends down here. You can't really see it because my monitor is so big, but you had to line up all of the letters, and then you got the trucks. Oh, what's good on here? Everything's so good, you know. I think this is going to be a really skater die. How could you not? This game, this was like, man, where I somewhere in my garage here, I have an original Tony Hawk Bones Brigade board that I had when I was a kid, you know. But this game is just so fun. And the music is so great, you know. This guy reminds me of the guy from the Dare Panzer Cub on Road Rash. Was that the game? Genesis game, the motorcycle? Snow Brothers, that's a great game. Solitaire. Hey, you know, my mom would buy a $2,000 laptop just to play Solitaire on it. It's a fun game. Splatterhouse, this was a Japan only. It actually has some Japan writing when it boots up, but the rest of it you can understand, you know. And it's great. This is great. But it's all in English. Stage 1, this will be your grave. Ha 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 ha. Right? Oh yeah, that's right. You can't walk on that. No, you can't walk on those. I don't know why you can't walk on them, but it's weird that the dang it, I keep doing that. Jeez. You can't walk on those, and it's just game over when it's over too. Like, you can continue though. But when you hack that dinosaur, stop walking on that. This guy, fire comes out, and then his head's still alive though, and he eats you. But they don't really give you any second chances on that game. Anyways, Spy Hunter. I owned an upright of that. It was a great game. Oh, what else is weird and good? Super Dodgeball. That's a cool game. How could you not love the intro to this game? You know. So my idea behind doing this image was that if you had a Nintendo cabinet that had been jammatized, converted, that to sort of kill the monotony of, you know, not having enough variety. And we all struggle with having too many games. I have 25 arcade machines in my house, you know. And so I've gotten to the point where I really love this product, the Arpicade from High Score Saves, that I've learned to play around with it and tune it and sort of do what I want with it. I actually have a horizontal version that Joe just received yesterday that I did of the verticals one that I did. And so I'm going to put this video up on YouTube and I'll put it out, but you guys haven't even seen the horizontal version one I did, and that was for this cabinet that I'm actually playing on, which I'm restoring. It's a 3-com cabinet, but it's going to be a Magic Sword sort of hack and slash multi, you know, because I want a variety. I wanted to be able to play Magic Sword and Rastan and you know, all those great, you know, Golden Axe cool games. It just some variety, you know, and the Arpicade seems to do very well with that. And so that's why I like this product so well, is that I can tailor it to my needs for a specific cabinet, you know, if I don't have enough room for more games, you know. So I've always wanted to build a Nintendo Versus cabinet, but I wanted to have all Nintendo Versus games and all Nintendo Entertainment System games, and so that's this. I can actually add in the Versus Unisystem games in it as well, and I can run this on a real monitor. This is a CRT K7000 Wells Gardner, but I mean, you can run it on a Sanyo 20EZ as an example with a, I don't know, do you need an inverter board, the one that sits on top of the flyback of the Sanyo, you know, but you can use a Versus control panel and wire and just leave the game as it is, you know, but you can wire it JAMA, or they may make a JAMA adapter for a Versus cabinet that, like, maybe you could get that from Mike's Arcade, I don't know, but I think this will allow like a huge variety of games to be played on a Nintendo Versus system with the monitor mounted in a horizontal configuration, like mine is. But like, wasn't like this one as an example? Wasn't this just like such a great game? I loved playing this game. It was so fun. See if I can get some jam on here. Oh man, I got the baseball right in the nuts. Oh man, this reminds me of you know, as a kid, we used to run around. Our little hangout spot was Pismo Beach, Cayucas, Slow. That was sort of my old beach stomping grounds. And that's what I kind of think about when I play this game, you know, is it just brings back memories from being a kid, you know. I was going to try to rail slide in there, but I didn't get it in time. Such a fun game, such a fun game. So, oh, Tecmo Bowl. Yeah, it's a great one too. Thunder and Lightning. I think we might have played that, or did we play something else? We played Crackout, I think. There's just tons of variety on here, more than you're ever going to really need. I tried to do, again, what I considered thriller, no filler. I may be missing something. I have spent like hours upon hours upon hours renaming every single one of these ROMs. There are 280 games in this image. Nintendo Entertainment System only. And every single one of them had to be renamed with no spaces. And you had to take out the little crap, you know, that was in there or whatever. You had to, first of all, extract the file. It cannot be zipped. You have to extract it. You have to rename it. And then you also have to do it with a corresponding snap image. You have to do it with a corresponding wheel art image. And you have to track all that stuff down, too, if you don't have it. A lot of the wheel images, let me see if I can find one as an example. I used the arcade version because it was much, much cooler, I thought. I think like Arkanoid, that might have been an arcade version one. But you can really tell when you run into an arcade one because it's just like boom in your face, you know. Burger Time, that's great. I like that. It's the deco art. Circus Charlie and Choplifter. Choplifter was definitely the main arcade, even though this is the family computer version, the Japan ROM, but still great. Oh, he got me. It's missing the laugh though, right? That ha 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 ha. Damn. Got me again. Alright, I don't want to make an ass of myself. I'm better at the arcade version, but so that's probably the second round through here. This game is weird. Cool World. There's some good stuff on here. I think you're going to enjoy it. So I am, as it is right now, I'm calling it like this is good enough for me. If you see something that you absolutely must have and I can add it for you, sure, but I'm gonna send this off to Joe. I don't know if he's gonna host it like the verticals. He has a horizontal image of mine right now I think you're gonna love. It's just like the vertical image I did, where it's except my horizontal version is for 2 joysticks and 2 buttons, or 2 joysticks, 3 buttons, excuse me, because it has Williams games, it's like Robotron and Splat. It also has Black Widow, and it's all set up to play if you have to do dual joysticks. Like it has not War Games, but Cloak and Dagger. That's another twin stick shooter. It also has Smash TV. That's a twin stick shooter, as well as Total Carnage. But there's just tons, and all of the Konami 4-player games, I actually merged the ROM sets so that they are the 2-player conversion. So it has Rampart and NBA Jam, and it's all 2-player version, like for Nintendo and Simpsons and all that stuff. You're going to love it. Keep an eye out for that. Alright, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this, and look out for these images coming through. I don't know if they're going to hit Clove. I may post them, but I don't frequent there very often anymore. I may send this to Joe and say, hey Joe, you post it for these guys, and Tell them I said hello. All right, everybody, enjoy your week. Peace.